Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Stampers. Today I wanted to show you this elegant card that I made with the translucent florals stamp set. I needed a sympathy card, so that's what I made today, though you could do just about anything, any sentiment you want. I wanted to share with you the special that I have going on during the month of October, and that is this. If you place an order for $50 or more using this hostess code, I will send you one of these 3 cards, and I have a video out on these cards so you can see how to make them too. And if you place a $100 order, I will send you one of those 3 cards plus this fun fold card, which was a lot of fun to make, and I'll also do a video on that later. Haven't done it quite yet. So let me get started with this card. I will put the hostess code in the description and also my website so you can place an order if you'd like to. All right, so I went ahead and used a stamp positioner, which sadly Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell anymore, but really was helpful for this card to use this. And there are other ones on the market if you don't have one, but this is what I have, so this is what I used. So I went ahead and marked the lines already of where I wanted to put my cardstock. I like to do that, especially if I'm making more than one, or if I'm using them for my stamp club, for sure I'll do that. And so this looks pretty good. All right, so I went ahead and already positioned these for this card, like I said. And I'm using Blackberry Bliss and tapping them. I'm actually going to, after this video is over, I'm going to make 5 of these cards and use up my cards for this. And what's really cool about a stamp positioner is if you don't do a good job the first time, you can ink it again, but this looks good, so I'm not going to do that. I will set it aside just in case I need it again. And that will be if I mess up the green. Hopefully I don't. All right, so I took this stem and I only inked up like half of it. Let me show you. Only inked up half of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. To do the lower stems. Ink up half again. Actually, I need to ink up less, so I'm going to clean this off and start over, because otherwise it's going to go over that one, and I don't really want it to, so I'm just going to clean this off and start over. Actually, I could even go the other way. Maybe I will. That's kind of fun. I think I'll do that. Go the other way with this one. And, whoa, just fling it around. Glad I didn't, nope, I didn't put it on there. Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing this time for this one. There we go. Phew. Okay, I didn't mess it up yet. Hold your breath. Now I'm going to do my leaves, and I'm going to put them down here at the bottom. Put the double there, and I will do a single on this side, and I'm going to do a single up here in this white space. So there, that's good. Looks good. I'm going to close up my garden green. So this is garden green, Blackberry Bliss. Set them aside. Let me keep this out. And this is gray granite cardstock, by the way. This is just a little scrap. Now this one I actually cut out by hand, but I'm going to do something different on this one. And I apologize in advance. This With Heartfelt Sympathy is actually from our Retired Celebration set, but it was the only well, it's my favorite sympathy stamp set, so I do use it a lot. But if you weren't lucky enough to score that and you don't have a sympathy stamp set, there's a really nice one in the Seaside Bay. It says Heartfelt Sympathy. So if you have that, you could use that. And I really do like that one. I just think it's nice. All right, so now we're ready to cut things out. And I used the Countryside Corners dies, the two biggest ones, for the Blackberry Bliss and then the white cardstock. And let's see. Oh, for the Heartfelt Sympathy, I used the Stylish Shapes dies, and I used this one. And we're just going to cut it out like that. See, it's flat on one side. And so it's going to look, you can either do it by hand or you can do it like that. And I thought that that was super pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. So I want to bring in my cutting and embossing machine. Make a little space here. And all right, so these are both, well, this is just a quarter sheet, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is just cut to the size of the die, so you can just measure it yourself and do that. And I'm going to put this on first. I'm going to cut 2 out at once. I have the 1, 2, and 3 plate. So I'll do the biggest one on the Blackberry Bliss and this one on my stamped image. And there we go. All right, where's my top plate? There it is. Almost out of reach, but I got it. Looks like I didn't wiggle things too much. And I'm going to run it through. And I've got to run it through one more time to get my sentiment cut out. I really should come up with a better system for die cutting on my videos, so sorry about that. I am going to take this and see if you cut it, run the flat edge here, it'll be flat. So I'm going to slide that over, just like that. And I'm just going to run it back the other way. Push it until it engages, and you can crank it through. And then the last thing I want to do is emboss my gray granite background, and that is there. I think it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, the gray granite, I believe. Oh, that's what this looks like, by the way. See it in a minute. So I'm going to take the 2 and 3 plate out and grab my hybrid embossing, my embossing plate, my specialty plate, and my distress tile embossing folder. And I'll set this inside. You always want the Stampin' Up side. There we go. On top. So open it up and put this inside. And there we go. And you want to put it underneath the 4 plate, so you're sandwiching it. You don't want to put it straight on the roller, and run it through. You always want to remove that 2 plate. I had one of my stampers did not remove the 2 plate and destroyed it. So yeah, don't do that. I learned my lesson though. I just set up an embossing station and a cutting station, and they're separate, and that way if people aren't really used to, there it is, used to using it, then they can't mess up my stuff. All right. So get all the little pieces. And we are ready to rock and roll. So I took 5.5 by 8.5, which is basically a half a piece of cardstock. And I'll take my bone folder, give it a nice edge. And I did learn that if you use the stamping seal on this, it really did not hold for me. So it came right off, and I thought, oh gosh, I didn't even glue it, but I did. So I would recommend you use glue for this. When you have an embossed image, it just seems to work better with glue. So my bad. But yeah, so you can learn from my mistakes. So that'll hold a lot better. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one down with glue also, because it's going on the embossed edge. So that'll go next. And maybe if I would have used more Stampin' Seal, it would have stayed down. I don't know, but I know for sure the glue really worked well. So that's just what I recommend. And since I have the glue out, I'm just going to keep going with the glue. Really inexpensive adhesive. And it's fast. So there we go. Alrighty. And now for this, let's put the glue away. So I used the linen thread and made a little bow already. And I used Stampin' Dimensional on the back of this. And if you don't have this, you can always say Thinking of You. This one comes out of the Go-To Greetings, which I really like. It really would work just as well for a sympathy card, or, you know, you can say anything. This really is an elegant card. It could be a wedding card. You could change the colors up to match the wedding, or, you know, just whatever you need a card for. But sadly, I needed a sympathy card, so that's what mine is. So I really do like this better with the die cut versus the hand cut. But you can do either if you don't have a die that works for that. You know, look through your stuff. There, I'm lining that up a little better. I like to use a glue dot. Hopefully, there it is. When I use bows, there we go. And I just hold the bow against the glue dot, so I'm not touching it with my finger, and kind of like, you know, getting the adhesive all ruined. And I put that right here on the corner. And there is my sympathy card. There you go. So, and actually that was pretty quick. So if you like this video, please be sure and subscribe to my channel, like it, leave me an encouraging comment. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good day.